Hey everyone, I've been getting a lot of messages, and I first want to start out by saying thank you so much for supporting me in this fight to get my daughter home. I wanted to start from the beginning, from the very beginning. So here you see Divine Regal Swans. That is the nonprofit I started in 2014, helping former foster youth. I came across these two young women in 2016. They called me and said they were getting kicked out of a maternity home in Georgetown, Texas. Right here, you'll see Journey's birth mother, and right there is the other young lady, Naporsha. Shortly after meeting Journey's birth mother, Chrislyn, she asked me to adopt Journey. She trusted me to take in Journey at birth. She's a very sweet young lady, very kind-hearted, very humble, and the decision that she made, I felt, took strength. March 2016, I was blessed with my baby girl, Journey. The happiest day of my life. She was laid on my chest, all 6 pounds, 6 ounces. The most beautiful moment. I took Journey home, and things were amazing. This was the day we were leaving the hospital. Journey was celebrated immediately by family and friends. They threw me a wonderful baby shower. The happiest day of my life. Things were not easy. You see Journey's room, and as you can imagine, she had to adjust to being detached from her birth mother at the wound. She had blowouts. She would cry and scream for weeks on end, but we made it. At 6 months, she was celebrated. Her first birthday, celebrated. Second birthday, celebrated at Discovery Gardens. She started private school and was fully potty trained. And of course, Minnie Mouse went everywhere with her. Her room was to die for. She loved Minnie Mouse everything. During this time, she was 2 years old and in private school, speaking dual languages, Spanish. She was also in piano lessons. But also during this time, she would have meltdowns, behavior issues, running into walls, and a lot of sensory issues. But that didn't stop Journey. She was on top of the world. Journey's third birthday was everything. I was attending school at the University of Arlington. Journey also attended all the organizations and events with me. When I received rewards at school, she was right by my side. As you can see, Journey only liked pictures with me and her. No one else was invited. Life was amazing. From birth until May of 2019, things changed, and I'll discuss that in part 2. Okay, I also want to start this second video by saying Journey was legally adopted. Within the first 18 months, a judge signed off on the adoption. Okay, now we're in May of 2019. During this time, I'm getting these ridiculous calls that Journey has a black eye, that she has a Band-Aid on her forehead, that she has all these different things. CPS decides to do a family team meeting, May of 2019, and rules out all allegations of abuse. Okay, here is the conclusion of the family team meeting. If you look at the first one, it says Journey will remain in the care of mother Brianna Baucom. And then they go on to say, document anytime Journey falls, take Journey to be seen to the doctor, pending recommendations from behavioral pediatric clinic, and then also agrees to follow all recommendations from the pediatric clinic, physical health, metro care, so on and so forth. This is from the caseworker. After the family team meeting, everything was pretty much closing down. Our case was coming to an end, and she pretty much was letting us know she's going off grade till June 3rd. Then the summertime, June of 2019, we get this message from CPS. You can see exactly what it says. This is from the program director, Kamisha Hughes. She's pretty much letting us know exactly what's happening. We're getting false calls that my daughter is dead, that she's being thrown off a building, that she is pretty much imminent danger. Pretending to be me, all these things, you can see it. At this point, CPS tells me who is making the false allegations. They also tell me to go and file a police report, and they acted as a witness. This is Kamisha letting Yolanda know that this is what I need to do. This is the message that Yolanda sent me. So we filed a police report against the neighbor who was making the false allegations. My daughter and I then move on campus. When we moved on campus, CPS jumped through our window and stated that my daughter was dead in a 400-degree oven. This was an allegation made by the neighbor in Dallas. So we moved on campus and she made this allegation in person on campus. And as you can see in this email, I requested a meeting with the program director and the regional director asking for assistance. You can see the date, August 1st, 2019. Read this. Pause it if you can. You'll see I was very adamant to get help. As you can see here, I even contacted the school and asked the school victim services to be at the meeting. They declined. They decided not to even get involved when it came to protecting me, a black student on campus, basically needing help to keep me and my daughter safe. Part 3 is coming. So we're in part 3, and I'm pretty much discussing, right now I'm not getting any help. I am reaching out to legislators. I've sent emails to the school. I'm letting them know, like, look, you guys know that this is what's happening. You jumped through our window, traumatized me and my daughter, and I've requested a meeting. We've had this meeting, and they pretty much stated that they did not care. They weren't going to assist, and anytime they get an allegation, they don't care if it's false. They're going to come out and harass me and my daughter. I'm sure everyone has seen this video. So after the meeting with Tarrant County, and I see that the school is not willing to help, that Tarrant County is not willing to contact Dallas County and their forensic examiners, I decided to hire an attorney. Once I hired an attorney and wrote emails to legislators, CPS got a court order to investigate. In this court order to investigate, it said that they could pretty much interview Journey whenever they wanted to. So if she went to daycare, they could interview. This also meant that if they told me to take Journey to the doctor, I had to take her. So this visit was at Cook's Children on August 23rd, the same day that they got the court order. They restrained Journey. Journey left this visit with a bruise on her cheek because of this video that you guys obviously can see on this page. I also didn't go to this visit alone. I went with friends. This card here is from Dallas Advocacy Center. I reached out to them after the Cook's Children interview, and I pretty much let Dallas Advocacy Center know, like, hey, my daughter is having to undergo forensic exams. You guys were available for me in Dallas. You guys witnessed my daughter's meltdowns. Please come help me. Call them. They did. They reached out to Tarrant County, and Tarrant County did not care. They pretty much said that they would subject my daughter to trauma and do whatever they have to do to rule out this investigation. They really didn't care about the best interests of my daughter. So at this point, I'm just really confused, and my attorney has not even sent the cease and desist. So I'm sure everybody has seen this video. This is the video the day that my daughter was removed, August 28th of 2019. CPS said that they had a court order to investigate, so they decided to pick my daughter up from daycare with UTA campus police. At this time, they stated that my daughter made an outcry saying that I beat her for peeing on herself. So this obviously is not true. My daughter has spoken to several investigators in Dallas County from April 2019 to August of 2019. And you mean to tell me the one time that Tarrant County interviews my daughter, supposedly she says these things. They say that she said them, and so they got a court order to remove my daughter. At this point, they said that my daughter had imminent danger, that she was in imminent danger. Part 4 is coming up next. Now we're at August 28, 2019. This is the original petition for removal. Tarrant County told me and my attorney that I hired that they were removing due to an outcry and that they believed my daughter was in imminent danger. However, this petition for removal says the total opposite. In fact, every false allegation that was ruled out in Dallas County, Tarrant County merged it over to Tarrant County and included everything on one sheet to make it seem like I was just this mentally deranged, psychotic, black, animalistic person. I just want you guys to pay attention to this entire page so that you can see these are the allegations that were called in. These are the allegations I reported to Dallas police. These are the allegations that Dallas CPS acted as a witness on. These are the allegations that I reported to UTA campus police. These are the allegations that I made everyone aware are false. And obviously, it's false. My daughter wasn't ever dead, hurt, or unsafe in my care. And these are the same allegations Tarrant County CPS used to remove my daughter. Not an outcry, but false allegations of death, abuse, and mentally deranged. This is the picture that they painted, Tarrant County CPS. Now, once they removed, they came up with a family service plan. And in this family plan, they wanted me to do parenting classes and all these different things. And as you can see at the top, if you look right up there, it says family reunification. That was the goal. So how do we get from family reunification to termination? Well, I wonder if you're asking, did I complete the service plan? Let me show you. Parenting class completed. This is December 2020. I did extra because I wanted to go above and beyond, as I always did as a parent. CPS only required me to do one parenting class. This was their parenting class here, as you can see, completed. And the caseworker was very aware that I completed this parenting class. You can see that here. Not to mention, I completed parenting classes on my own through Buckner Family Services in Dallas, but they didn't want to talk about that. I also did CPR. As you can see, the date is a whole year later. So I did parenting classes, CPR, 2 psychological evaluations, and I also did therapy. I'm also currently in trauma-informed therapy now. We'll go into part 5 so you can understand that as well. Okay, so now we're here, and I want you guys to know this. During all of this, as I'm completing parenting classes and doing everything that they're asking me to do, I'm also in school. As you can see here, I'm on the Dean's List. I've received a Mary Gorley Scholarship. I'm also in the process of doing the Social Work Title IX program. This is the Title IX program. So as you can see, September 10th, 2019, I'm accepted, moving forward. I'm about to work with CPS. I'm doing all these different things while things are happening to my daughter in foster care. So I'm packing lunches for my daughter, making her comfortable. She's trying her best to stay strong. I'm trying my best to stay strong. We're in a visitation room. She's holding me up because it's hard, and she can feel it because we're bonded and attached. And then all of a sudden, my baby comes with her tooth knocked out. CPS says I put too many bows in her hair, and the foster home decided to cut her hair. So they're breaking down my daughter emotionally. This is traumatizing to her. My daughter comes into the visit with a hood on her head because they cut off her beautiful hair. Now, this is a trigger warning. We're still in September, October 2019. My daughter is exposed to SA while in foster care. She is SA'd while in foster care. And the caseworker waits 30 days to tell me. 30 days. She does not tell me until November of 2019 that my daughter, my 3-year-old daughter, has been SA'd while in foster care. Now, I think I told you guys prior that I'm in trauma-informed care. I decided to go into that therapy because as a former foster youth, I went through my own SA. And I went through my own abuse while in care. So can you imagine a caseworker telling you that your baby girl has been SA'd? Just take a moment. I'm working. I'm going to school. CPS is trying to get me fired from my jobs. And they do. They get me fired from 2 jobs. I worked at Family Place Domestic Violence Center, and I worked at Arlington ISD. In that time frame, I got fired, and all of this is happening while I'm fighting to get my baby back home, while I'm fighting these false allegations. And while I'm fighting, the state is allowing my daughter to be abused while in foster care. How is that okay? So you mean to tell me that you take my daughter from a safe, happy, loving environment, and you put her in CPS custody in Tarrant County, Texas, to allow her to be abused while in care, and I'm not there to protect her, that hurt. So I go to therapy 2 times a week outside of CPS because that hurt. All right, I had to take a break because these videos are emotionally hard. But the last thing we talked about was Journey being essayed and how I had to deal with it. So we moved forward to visits. So I had visitation with Journey every single week. Every visit I tried to do something special for her. Because again, like I told you guys from the beginning, I celebrated Journey. And even in the midst of all of this chaos, she deserved to be celebrated. So every visit I made sure to bring food and just make it special for her. She deserved that. And Journey B loves to eat. So every visit I would bring a lot of food, and I guarantee you by the end of the visit it would be gone. And I would also bring things to dress her and change her clothes because she loved to dress. And in foster care, they kept putting my baby on clothes that she just didn't like. We had tea party, special Minnie Mouse tea party. There's Minnie Mouse tea party, Dr. Seuss themes. We had such a blast this visit. Spa day was her favorite. She was able to be pampered. And of course, we would play. Bubble time. Yes, I even bought a TV so we can have movie time and watch Barbie. So something I always did too was pack Journey some special clothing with pictures and quotes on them. Every single visit from August 2019 all the way until summer 2020. Let me tell you what CPS did. Here's some of the special bags. Every week I would send these. Without fail, every single week. Summer of 2020, things changed. CPS said that I could no longer bring anything for Journey, that I couldn't dress her, that I couldn't pray for her, and I couldn't provide her any hope. Every single bag that I had given Journey for an entire year full of clothing and everything, CPS put into a closet and gave it all back to me September of 2020. This is everything, 53 weeks of items. CPS also did a family team meeting, and the goal was still reunification, yet they were treating me like crap. As you can see, here's all the support that attended. I even invited Journey's birth mother, and she was able to hear and see exactly what was happening. Now we're nearing the end of 2020, and we've had this case for about a year. The goal is still reunification. I have hired new counsel that saw that they were using my past as a former foster youth against me, and that I just wasn't being treated right. And this new counsel, Rhonda Hunter, fought very hard all the way until March of 2021. So now we're in March of 2021, and CPS did a full 360 January of 2021. They decided they wanted to arrest me with UTA campus and basically charge me and use 2 systems against me, the criminal system and the CPS system. And the CPS system said, you know what? We know that it's a year later, but we want to terminate your parental rights. And so that's what they did. They filed a motion to terminate my parental rights, and my attorney, Rhonda Hunter, who was hired, fought, and we got a mistrial. Yes, you can get mistrials in family cases. As you can see, the mistrial was granted. And at this time, we were also offered public visitation. So me and my daughter not only saw each other on our regular 1-hour visits, we were getting additional visits throughout the week. This was March 2021. This was in public. Now, tell me, how are we getting all of this and my rights are still terminated? Keep watching. Like I said, we're getting public visits. We're having fun. I mean, things are looking up. Now, I do have to say one thing. Rhonda Hunter had to recuse herself from my case because she was promoted to judge in Dallas County. So I went without counsel from March of 2021 until July of 2021. We still had fun visits. We did painting and everything. Again, we're having way more visits. My baby girl turned 5 March of 2021, and I was able to celebrate with her in a public place with pizza, macaroni and cheese, and all kinds of things. And you would not imagine the small things that make your heart just flutter. We were able to be in a public place. Like, not a CPS office. I had to bring it back in so I can explain this. So we're having public visits. I don't have an attorney, and everything's looking up. And we won a mistrial. So, I'm hoping, even with everything that's happening, I'm still faithful that everything's going to go okay. And during this time, I've been railroaded at UTA as well. They won't let me finish my degree. So I'm having to fight from every angle. Next part. Now we're getting to the end, where we are right now. July of 2021, I'm appointed court-appointed counsel. This court-appointed counsel pretty much does nothing. We have a 7-day trial, and in that trial, we lose. Tarrant County CPS terminates my parental rights. They state that I'm crazy, schizophrenic. My past trauma as a former foster youth makes me incapable of raising my daughter. All of these things with past psychological evaluations. All of these things when after 2 years I have fought to disprove these allegations, and they turn around and use my past as a former foster youth against me. I then have to hire an attorney, which I did, to file an appeal. An appeal has been filed. We're waiting on the state to respond. We're in the Second Court of Appeals in Texas. The state has until November 8th to respond. Now, an appeal basically says, I would like for the Second Court of Appeals to look at my case and make a decision on overturning termination. That's the goal. That is what I'm looking for. It's an accelerated appeal because in this process, my daughter is somewhere I have no clue. They won't tell me. They've cut me completely off. So how can you help? The biggest thing is we need justice. We need public outcry. This should not be happening. Texas CPS is wrong on all levels. Tarrant County CPS is wrong on all levels. Everything that has happened thus far is wrong. It's wrong. They say I had trouble potty training, which caused me to become frustrated when physical discipline was never used in my household. They say that I'm crazy, sadistic, animalistic, psychopath, but these are all labels that they put on me while in foster care for no reason at all. Yet I aged out of foster care and I have been successful from 18 to 30. I'm not going to stop fighting. I shouldn't be bullied, harassed, or railroaded. And my community should stand with me and my daughter. This is not okay because this can happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone, no matter the race. I need your help to bring Journey home. It's time. I shouldn't have to go another holiday without my child. What? Oh, is she done? She's done. Oh, okay.
It wasn't really scary, now you know how to go. You just sit on down and let it flow. The potty, I'm gonna use the potty. The potty, now the potty, you try it. I'm gonna use the potty. You're gonna use the potty. Just get on the seat. You're on the potty now. Just release. It wasn't even scary. You're doing it right. Just sit on down and
Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video. I just really wanted to raise awareness of this issue. I hear cases like this all the time, and it always makes me super sad. So if anything I could do to help, I'd love to do it. I did make contributions on my end. Down below, I have the petition, the GoFundMe, and I think there's something else that I'm going to link down below, her TikTok. I want you guys to check all of that out, support in any way that you can, and just continue to share her story and raise awareness of these type of issues, because things like this has to stop. This is not okay. It's not right. It's not fair. Thank you guys so much for watching.